Welcome back everybody to a brand new video. Sorry I haven't been posting lately, been very busy. Now we all know about the Titanic and the Costa Concordia, and they were both famous because they sink. However, this ship is not only famous for sinking, but it's famous for being the biggest ship to ever sail the seas. Ladies and gentlemen, the Seawise Giant. Now, a couple of videos back, we talked about the Costa Concordia, and in that video, Aaron talked a little bit about it, but we didn't talk much about it. So, that's what this video is for. But before we do all that, please like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications, all the boring stuff. Now let's get started. The ship is approximately 1,503 feet, which is higher than the Empire State Building, which is really good for a ship. It could carry a whopping 564 tons, which was amazing. So, it could possibly carry the Empire State Building itself. Let's talk about the construction of the ship. When it was ordered by a Greek company in 1974 by the Sumitomo Heavy Industries, it was completed in 1979. One problem with the ship is that it had problems as soon as it hit the water, and some of these problems caused the company to not even buy the ship. At this time, it was sold to Hong Kong shipping magnate. The Hong Kong shipping magnate didn't like the size of the ship, so they had it enlarged. Now, this process is called jumboization, when it has sections added to the ship by splitting the ship in half and adding one to it. Now, this operation took 2 years to complete. Now, it was twice as large as the Titanic, and it was named the Seawise Giant. The deck measured about 31,000 meters. Recently, I watched an interview of one of the ship's members, and they said it was absolutely a monster to deal with. Now, the ship had a high speed of 16.5 knots. Now, let's talk about one of the most interesting things about this ship, the sinking of the Seawise Giant. But before that, we have an ad. Now, we know you like to drink water, but it's really hard, but not anymore. Introducing Ultra Water. This water is different from all of our competitors because we have a secret ingredient, oil. Yep, that's right. We use oil from our ships, the Seawise Giant, Titanic, and the Costa Concordia. You can order them in 3 different flavors: strawberry Seawise Giant, caramel Costa Concordia, and tangerine Titanic. These flavors are going to make you want to drink the water, but guess what? No calories, so it's equally as healthy as normal water. You can buy 1 bottle now, and when you buy in the next 21 minutes, we'll give you a second bottle free. Call now. Oh my God, don't even drink oil. It's really toxic to your body. Anyways, in May of 1988, the Iran-Iraq War was in its 8th year, but that's a video for another time. I'll probably never do it. But on May 14th, the Seawise Giant was anchored off the coast of Iran. The Seawise Giant was going to transfer oil into another ship, but that's not important. Parachute bombs were landing down on the Seawise Giant, and the Seawise Giant being as big as it was an easy target. 14 of the crew died while the rest survived. Now, the ship was carrying oil, and so to put out that fire was not an easy task at all. 5 other ships were damaged badly that day, but were still afloat. The biggest ship in the world did not have that same fate. Compartments of the ship were filling slowly, and at the same time the largest ship in the world was on fire. It sank slowly underwater. Unsurprisingly, the company that owned it didn't want it anymore, and they thought she would never sail again, even if she were floating, but they were wrong. After a year of being sunk, the ship was purchased by a company called the Norman International. Now, this would be the biggest salvage operation in history. They successfully got the ship floating off of the part of the shore it was on, and they got it to Singapore. But I'm not going to bore you with how they rose it. There are too few details about it. Now, they came up with a new name for it, Happy Giant, but the same year another company bought it. They named it the Jahir Viking, but I'm still going to call it the Seawise Giant because that's just much simpler. Now, this is where we get to the final part of the story. Now, it was sold once again and named Nog Nelvis. Then it did some other stuff, but there's not much information about this. Then it was sold again and called Mont. This company's plan was to scrap this huge piece of history. Haha, get it? I made it funny because huge piece of. Never mind. After the company scrapped this boat, all that was left was the huge anchor, and it was put on display in Hong Kong at the Maritime Museum that you can visit today. And that pretty much concludes this video. The biggest ship today is the Symphony of the Seas and the Freedom Ship idea, which they're still thinking about doing. But I think this ship is a wonderful ship, and I hate that they had to scrap it, but at least they kept the anchor. Well, everybody, thanks for watching today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please consider subscribing, and also go subscribe to my cousin's YouTube channel, Aiden. It's called Xtreme Dubstep. It'll probably be in the outro. Also go subscribe to Losers Inc. He does history as well. And everybody, I can't wait for next Christmas when we do the Symphony of the Seas. Alright, everybody, till next time, I'm Professor Failure, signing out.